Meanwhile, the mid-air collision between an American Airlines passenger jet and a U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter killed 67 people on Wednesday. The latest report saying that over 40 bodies have been recovered so far from the Potomac River near the Reagan National Airport in Washington, D.C., where the wreckage had fallen. Meanwhile, on Friday, U.S. President Donald Trump claimed that the Army helicopter was flying too high at the time of the accident, far above the 200-foot limit. This is despite officials still investigating the case. However, many questions remain unanswered still. Our next report telling you more.
Blackjack 3, can you return to base? I need you to land immediately. If you want to shut them down or if you want to go back to it, let me know. I don't know if we're going to resume operations.
The accident happened in the river. Both the helicopter and the plane crashed in the river.
American Airlines CRJ 700 was carrying 60 passengers and 4 crew members when it collided mid-air while landing with an Army helicopter that flew into its flight path. Officials say none of those aboard both the aircraft made it alive. The high-intensity collision sent debris plunging into the river. In the extensive search and rescue operation that followed, the police have pulled out multiple bodies from the chilly waters, with dozens of firefighters still engaged in dive operations at the Potomac River. That could have been us, said a traveler whose flight was diverted soon after the crash, in what is now being reportedly called the first fatal commercial crash in the US since 2009.
Like I said, my mission was to just drive down to Raleigh, jump on a plane and fly back, and no big thing. And then suddenly it's just all different, you know, and people were saying that they were praying that they were going to be okay and that it was just going to be another flight. I've been on tons of flights in my life and never expected it to be.
On Thursday evening, investigators recovered the black box of the U.S. Airlines plane. Its records have been sent to the National Transportation Safety Board labs for analysis. But what led to the crash is still very much unclear. A preliminary report by the Federal Aviation Administration has raised doubts about the air traffic control staffing, calling it not normal. But why was it not normal? Listen in to what really happened inside the ATC.
At 2 spot, pass on is GRJ.
This club has a aircraft inside precision separation.
American 472, Washington, 1 star, 32017. Did you see that? American 472. American 3130, go around turn left end 250, Clementine 3000.
Yep, we saw it. And everybody just...
However, no response was received even after the second call. And seconds later, the two aircraft collided. US President Donald Trump suggested at a press conference that efforts to increase diversity at the Federal Aviation Administration could have been a cause of the crash.
We do not know what led to this crash, but we have some very strong opinions and ideas, and I think we'll probably state those opinions now. Because over the years I've watched as things like this happen and they say, well, we're always investigating, and then the investigation 3 years later they announce it. We think we have some pretty good ideas, but we'll find out how this disaster occurred and we'll ensure that nothing like this ever happens again.
The statement has been condemned by former transportation official under Joe Biden's administration as despicable. The fact remains, there are several blind spots in this entire event. Critical questions on operations of the aircraft involve the role of the air traffic controller staff and if aviation safety protocols were duly followed to ensure the passengers' safeguards and avert this fatal flaw that claimed precious lives. With investigations still underway, we'll have to wait for answers in the coming days. Bureau Report, WION World is One.